Kenny has, Kenny is our resident Formula One guy. I think that's the official title.
Sure.
So, Kenny, can you tell us what's going on with Netflix and this whole Formula One thingy thing?
So, yeah, that's why I titled it the way I did. Netflix Formula One Drive to Survive, but it's golf. So I want to say the 2018 Formula One season was the first. Netflix basically came to this agreement with Formula One where they would follow the different teams throughout the season and then, turn it into like a TV series. And it has been extremely successful. There are a lot of media articles that are linking like the success of the show, kind of reviving the success of Formula One, especially here in the United States, because Formula One like viewership has dropped in the US because one, there's no US drivers currently. There's only one race that's done here in the US, which is in Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. So this show kind of gets really behind the scenes, and you get more in-depth personal details of the drivers. You get to see what they're doing in their day-to-day lives, and you see that their what their motivations are for getting into Formula One and the drama behind it, and and then the drivers, basically not knowing if they're going to have a contract the next year. So it's been really successful, and it's a great series. It's only 10 episodes per season. I think they're each about an hour long, but they're great. Like, it's one of the reasons that I got back into Formula One. We had some friends in the UK that recommended it to me, and after watching it, it made me that much enjoy Formula One that much more. Like, I felt more invested in the drivers. So
those are the best way. And Kenny, you hit on something. If you don't have a familiarity with, say an athlete, well, I guess it's all sports, and you do like a personal journey with them behind the scenes, you start to have a vested interest. I remember when UFC started and they had The Ultimate Fighter. I knew nothing about cage fighting, but they put you in a house with these guys and you hear backstories, and you start to have, an actual opinion on whether they win or lose. And then next thing you know, you're hooked on it. So I completely get, that, seeing, not just the race, but what leads up to it, and learning more about the drivers can really give you that extra, perspective.
So I think because of the success of that show, this throughout 2021, I guess Netflix approached the PGA Tour, and they've worked out a deal where next season, the 2022 PGA Tour season, they're going to be doing the same thing with golfers. So you're going to get a similar type of show, but we're going to get a more in-depth look into different golfers that are either on tour or maybe trying to make the tour, and their day-to-day lives, how they, what is it like for them getting ready for the next tournament, and things like that. So I think one of the other notes that I put when I mentioned this topic was like, I'm wondering if Netflix has kind of found a formula for some of these sports shows, because a lot of I think HBO does Hard Knocks. and then Amazon does the All or Nothing, but they're football. Both are football, and football's great. I watch football. I'm a Panthers fan, being from North Carolina.
More importantly, an Auburn fan.
Yeah, and but we're talking NFL, not collegiate. But yes, in collegiate, we are definitely Auburn fans in this household.
You said football.
So, but I think the way they have the series formula, to their series is very. It was a unique perspective and a unique take, and showing you more personalized athletes outside of their sports. And I'm wondering if that formula is going to work for other sports, and if maybe they're going to try to highlight other sports and create more series similar to this.
I think that is a formula for success. Again, just because, and here's what's funny. I have not been following football. I'll just use football as a comparison for quite some time. Just, I'm from the DC area and my team sucks, and they've sucked for decades. So I don't
even have a name. So
yeah, I was gonna say, what's their name today?
Well, put it this way, one of the reasons why I did not follow them was because of their prior name. And then even after they changed it, it was such a condescending name change. I like him even less. And they don't have the numbers to back up this arrogance. So, that's what I say to them. That being said, like you were talking about Hard Knocks, something like that. If I actually saw something like that, and I was seeing these rookies getting on the team and just their struggles and trials and tribulations, I would be more interested in watching a pro game. But until I can get time to do that, the DC area national football team just they don't get my money. Yeah, so
I'd say go and watch just the first episode of the Netflix Formula One Drive to Survive series.
After you watch Downton Abbey.
It's on the list. It's on the
But
list.
Go and watch it just to see like how they've approached this series, and then tell me if you don't have a slight interest in Formula One.
Downton Abbey, Red Table Talk. Then what is this? Drive to Survive.
Yeah, Claire's setting priority here.
I'll post on our social Julian's scheduled viewing list, and then we can just list them all out. And you at home can enjoy these wonderful shows with me. I'll try and do some watch parties with them all. I don't think we can do Red Table Talk because that's on Facebook, and but we'll put something together. What? Also, Formula One. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Rush, starring Chris Hemsworth and Baron von Zemo. Those are
with Niki Lauda and James Hunt.
Exactly.
That's a good movie.
Played by Thor and Zemo. That's exactly who was driving those cars in my mind. Good movie. Check it out.